Alright, welcome back to Pokepedia. Here is the next Pokemon, Parasect, and its evolution Parasect. Let's get into it. So of course, the schedule today, we're going to be looking in the basics and stats of Paras and Parasect, the evolution of Paras, the mushroom crab looking type of bug. We're also going to be looking at the battling and killing mechanics of both Pokemon, the leveling and the evolution tree of the two Pokemon, and of course tips and tricks for both and biome spawns for both, as if this was a survival game similar to our survival and Pow World. Of course, let's begin with the basics. Perez is the number 46 in the Pokédex. Its evolution is basic. Parasect is its stage 1 evolution. It is a dual type of bug and grass, and its phenotype is mushroom bug, even though it kind of looks like a crab. Its height is 1 foot and its weight is 11.9, almost being 12 pounds. Its role is consumer, and type is herbivore because it consumes mushrooms and other plants. Of course, we look at its stats as well, its Pokédex and reality stats. Of course, the Pokédex stats are basic, in its HP score being 3, attack score being 5, defense score being 4, and speed score being 3, with its special attack score being 4 and special defense 2. Of course, these do work well for the Pokemon game that isn't fleshed out like a survival game, but of course, if we do want to flesh out these stats, we do need to advance them a little bit. So of course, I've provided an advanced stats for it being in a survival game. Of course, that is a health of 60, stamina of 150, food of 250, as it can eat many plants and mushrooms at a time. It is a slow walking speed of 3 miles per hour with a attack speed of attack of 25 with its basic pincer claw, and it has a defense of 0 to 20% with a special attack of 55 and a special defense of 0 to 60%. Of course, when we look at battling and killing features for Perez, since it is a herbivore, it is not an optional kill Pokemon, meaning it cannot be used for killing a Pokemon. It can only be used for battling. However, Parasect, even though it is a herbivore, is still an optional kill because it does have claws that it can be used to defend itself and also kill other Pokemon. So even though it does not eat meat, you can still have the two throwable options. You throw with the right hand to battle Pokemon, trying to either knock them out or capture them with your Pokeballs to tame them, or left hand for sending it out to kill the Pokemon for their loot. Now, of course, if you do kill a Perez or Parasect in the wild, you will get some of the following loot options. If you kill a Perez, you have a chance of getting 1 to 3 mushrooms, 1 to 3 fungi wood, and 1 crimson flower. For Parasect, you get a little bit more, having a chance of collecting 6 to 8 mushrooms, 4 to 7 pieces of fungi wood, 3 crimson flowers, and of course a silver ore at the rarest. So of course, how leveling works is the next step of the puzzle of Perez and Parasect. You earn XP points from doing 1 of 3 things: winning battles, healing your Pokemon with items, or mating and breeding them. Of course, when your Pokemon does level up, health, attack, speed, and defense stats all upgrade, and your XP bar is increased by a percentage. Every 3 to 7 levels, a new move is added because, unlike other games, your Pokemon are only limited to 4 main moves plus their passives. So of course, if you want to have a new move, you have to unlearn another move in order to replace it with a new move, but that is optional and up to you. And of course, every 5 levels, special attack and defense stats upgrade, as opposed to every level like the others. Of course, there's also evolution because it's Pokemon, right? It's got to have evolution in it. So level 25 to 40 Perez has the ability to evolve into a Parasect, and of course Parasect doesn't have to evolve because it doesn't evolve into anything. Of course, when a Perez does evolve into a Parasect, its stats increases like so. Double times 2 increase to all stats, and a new move is available to be learned when evolving. Of course, now we move on to some tips and tricks. First of all, its radial attack. The Parasect mushroom that it has on top of its back drains nearby enemies of their stamina and health in the wild, so of course, do watch out when you go near one, as it will try to drain you of your stamina, leaving you unable to escape. But of course, if you do use this in battle, you can use this attack onto other enemy Pokemon, trying to drain them of their stamina so they can't run away from your bigger hitters. Of course, the burst radius. Parasect has an effect spore passive, allowing its mushroom to be infused with different effects depending on what you feed it. If you feed it berries and plants like normal, it will have its normal radial attack. However, if you feed it poisonous flowers on top of those berries, then it will have a poisonous effect. So its radial attack not only drains stamina and health, but also inflicts poison. And finally, if you feed it fungal wood instead, right next to berries, it will add a slowness and encumber effect on top of its stamina drain and health drain as well. And finally, the best trick, their passive Dry Skin works as a double-edged sword, and the sword part of it is that they are weak to fire attacks, meaning that if you see fire Pokemon in the area, best not to use them to take them out. And of course, do not take them to hot environments like the desert, because they will take passive damage from being out in the sun in the hot environment. But of course, this Dry Skin also works as a positive in their Radiant Aid statistic. Their passive also heals them passively when they are in the rain, and they take some health when they are hit by water attacks, making them strong against marine Pokemon. This also makes it good for beach defense, as they are good for river and beach-based defense, as they can tank water types attacks while being hydrated, basically meaning that they can always heal when going up against water types. And finally, a little extra bonus, they have a hydrated skill set similar to the Spinosaurus from Arceus Ascended, where they gain a buff by standing in water, gaining extra health regeneration and extra speed. And of course, finally, their biome spawns. Paras are more commonly found than Parasects, obviously because they're more common in their evolution. And of course, the 5 versions of spawn rates are blue for guaranteed to spawn in the biome, green very likely to spawn, yellow for likely to spawn, orange for few to spawn, and red rare to see. So of course, looking at the biomes where Paras is likely to be, it is very likely to be found in a fungi forest, likely to be found in a jungle, and rare to see in a sunken forest. Now looking at its evolution, Parasect, it is rare to see in both a fungi forest and a sunken forest, being that it is an evolution and therefore very hard to find evolutions in the wild. And of course, that's going to do for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like the video, comment down below your thoughts on Paras and Parasect in this Pokemon survival game. Fantasy, obviously not real, but comment down below if you'd like to see it happen. I think I would as well. And of course, as always, I'll see you guys with the next Pokemon.